Hey peeps, it's Julian here from Disrupt Tutoring, and as always, it's such a pleasure to join you. We are moving on to question 1.2 from the 2017 Maths Lit paper, and this question deals with a little bit of finance and some measurement. It says a gold coin shop buys and sells Krugerrand coins. The shop bought 1 ounce gold coin for 14,960 Rand at 10.15 and then sold it for 18,700 Rand at 5 hours and 50 minutes later. So question 1.2.1 then asks us to calculate the profit that the shop made on this 1 ounce gold coin. So we know that, the 1.2.1, we know that profit is equal, as we know, is your total cost, the amount that it was sold for, so your income minus your expenses. So therefore, we can show that profit, we know that it said that we sold it for 18,700. So that's your income. So it equals 18,700. And we know that the expense of it was 14,960. So minus 14,960. So we put this into our calculator and we get that this costs are 3,740. So you get both your marks for that. Moving on to 1.2.2. They're now asking us to write down the exact time when the coin was sold. So to work this out, we need to get what time it was obtained, which we know was 10:15, and we need to add 5 hours and 50 minutes. So then to do this calculation, we first take the minutes, so we can see that 15 plus 50, we know there's 60 minutes in an hour. So if we add 15 to 50, we're going to get that at 1 hour and 5 minutes. So 15 minutes plus the 50 minutes is going to equal 1 hour and 5 minutes. So we've got the 1 hour there. Now we're going to add the hours together, so we know that 5 plus your 10, so the hour part is going to be 5 plus 10, which is going to equal 15. So if we now add our hour part to our minutes, so we'll add this part to our hour, so we know that this 15 hours plus the 1 hour and 5 minutes is going to equal 16 and 5 minutes. And we know that 16:05, we can also convert it to, in time, is equal to 4, because it's 4 o'clock, 05 p.m. So that would be in the afternoon. So either of these two answers will be acceptable. Okay, and then on to 1.2.3. They've told us that the diameter of the 1 ounce gold coin is 32.8 millimeters. A gold coin is placed in the center of a box, a square box, that has the side length of 71.8 millimeters, as shown in this diagram. So they've given us that is 71.8 millimeters. A now asks us to calculate the length of the radius. So they told us that the diameter of the coin, which is from the one side of the circumference to the other, the largest section of the circle, it does pass through a center, and the radius would be from the center to the circumference. There are two radiuses on this line which make up your diameter. So our calculation then is that radius equals diameter divided by 2. So that means your radius will be, as they told us, the diameter is 32.8 millimeters divided by 2. It's going to equal, put that in your calculator, 16.4 millimeters. Remember to keep your units as well. Okay, I've just made some space over here so we can continue with B. And B now asks us to determine the shortest distance D between the edge of the coin and the side of the square box. So they're talking about this distance here of D. So we know that from here to here, the total is 71.8. And now we need to, what is this distance from basically the edge of the coin? Because they said the coin is in the center of the square box, so it's right in the middle. So we know that the distance from here to here is also going to be D, because it's right in the center. So that means that the distance of D plus the diameter, which is, we calculated, or they've told us, is 32.8, and then plus a second D is going to equal 71.8 millimeters. So, as I said, we know that 71.8 millimeters is the whole length of the side of the square. We know that this is comprised of the diameter, as I said, so the diameter plus the distance of D plus another distance of D. This is a little bit of algebra we're going to have to perform. So if you're following with me, it's this length here is comprised of 1D plus a diameter plus another D. So we also know, so we sub in for the diameter, so it's 71.3 plus the diameter, which they've told us is 32.8, and we know that it's plus 2 of these D's. So we can then get that D then, so 2 of these D's must equal 71.8 minus 32.8. So our distance then, our D, should equal 71.8 minus 32.8 divided by 2 to get rid of that 2. So that means 2 of them equals this. So this is what this line's saying. So if we divide by 2, we're getting rid of this 2. So we can then solve for D, put this thing straight into your calculator as is, and I get, so it will be 19.5 millimeters. And that's the final answer. So as I said, you put 71.8 minus 32.8 in your calculator, which you should get 39, and then you divide that by 2 and you get it as 19.5. That concludes that question. Before I go, I'd like to say a special thank you to our epic sponsors for making this video possible. You can read all about them in the description below. Be sure to visit our website for more of these epic tutorials. And remember, if you can't find the answer to the questions you have, send us your question and we'll respond with a personalized video. Until next time, stay epic.